Yup, here it is.
Temperature is rising up, 2,000 people on the dance floor. Jumping up, pumping up. Temperature is rising up, 2,000 people on the dance floor. Jumping up, pumping up. Temperature is rising up. Lord of mercy, nothing to concern me. Lord of mercy, nothing to concern me. Lord of mercy, nothing to concern me.
It's gonna be like the New Year soon.
It's almost there. We're knocking on the door. Yeah.
It's like knocking on the door. It's like tap, 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 and it's waving with their little one finger. Little one finger. There was that can stay in 2020. That's look at that. Reflective things, guys. Look. It's the new year. Happy New Year, y'all. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to all my fellow tokers, smokers, and jokers. Y'all, what up? I'm your boy, Chef Rodney 117 here with Tyler Watson.
What's up, guys?
We're kind of kicking it in new style, y'all. Just kind of last minute, stupid little, like, let's throw this together type of thing. And then I found this awesome jazzy hat.
Very stellar.
There's some fireworks, or they're gunshots, depending on what part of Lansing you're in. So
there's definitely a lot of that happening right now. So fireworks or gunshots, nonetheless, we got some celebratory items happening here.
We got like a little charcuterie board going on.
The dogs are getting hyped.
Dogs not happy. My dogs hate fireworks.
That's understandable.
Oh yeah. I picked up some of his crunch berry.
Jay,
that's pretty good.
you're fine, bud.
Yeah.
You know.
It's okay.
It's like a good intro weed.
That's the starter kit.
Oh yeah. So let's talk about like some resolutions.
Man.
Like just look back in 2020 and be like, I'm not doing that again. At all.
I think honestly, 2020 for me has really opened up my eyes as far as the bar. The bar was definitely lowered on a lot of stuff for a lot of people. But I think the key thing for me, though, is flexibility. A lot of people are going to have to adapt to that going into 2021 for sure.
Give him a piece of meat. He'll shut up real quick.
I already gave him a cracker.
Watch. See? Now he's magically not afraid of fireworks anymore. Just food involved. That's all it is.
That's it.
Hey, it works for me, too.
That's good. That's good. Happy New Year, man.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, babe.
Is that the gate? What was that? Something fell. We're all breaking all kinds of stuff over here. It is. So, yeah, man, 2021. We made it.
Woo.
We're going to keep going.
Yeah, I don't think anything has changed per se. Just it's literally another day. But I mean, I think it's still important for us to all look at maybe changing some things for sure going forward. Maybe trying to be a little more healthier. You know,
don't take things for granted because you might wake up one day and there might be this pandemic going, yo, check it out.
Yep.
I kill people. And then the world as you know it is gone.
Yep. You never know. Hopefully that's not the case, though. We don't want the apocalypse to come this soon. Although the Mayans.
Here's the thing. I prescribe to zombies. I love it. Not as much as you do, but
Yeah.
it's pretty cool. I grew up playing Resident Evil. Like, I think Resident Evil 2 or Resident Evil 3 still hugely relevant because they did the remix of it. And honestly, dude, for the quest for dope games, I think we should start with Resident Evil 2. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely.
I've already got it queued up. We'll do it then, man. We'll play through it.
That game, there's the part when I had first was introduced to the remake. They were showing like some guy that you're going in there and rescuing, and just the tone. And that was one of the things that I noticed that was big time different on there is just the sound and the tone is a lot different. Because you go and play the original game and it's got like the intense music going on. But this one has this slow like rumble build up, and then all of a sudden you get in and there's all these zombies and you're like, okay. But definitely a good game to play for the fact that we're kind of going through this same kind of theme, kind of sort of thing,
Mm-hmm.
It might help us take our minds off of that. Plus, that's a really good game. It looks amazing.
Dude, it looks phenomenal. They did a really awesome remix. My bad. They did a really awesome job of like kind of bringing that back together. There were some, I want to say, questionable bits, if you will, in like the remakes and stuff, but they smoothed it out. They made it run good. I have played it before, but at the same time, it's one of those games where it's like I'll go do something and then come back in 10 minutes later and forget what I did. You know what I mean? And have to go back through and the puzzles. And it's just, listen, the games are smarter than I am. Okay. It's a fact. Okay. It's a fact.
Yeah, they got to give us a little recap, though. Like, once you jump out and you jump back in, they're like, hey, man, I know you've been gone for a little bit. Remember when you were messing with this puzzle? You're going to have to catch back up on that. That's what we need to do next.
What terrifies me, though, in the second one is like when, was it? Not Tyrant. Is it Tyrant? No. The doctor. When he chases you around with a special
big eyeball on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That dude's freaky. In addition to that big robot dude or whatever that chases you around the police station. I want to say his name. It wasn't Tyrant. It was just like
Mr. something, I thought.
Mr. X or something like that.
Mr. X, yeah. Yep.
That dude.
Which, have you seen those people doing mods? Like they've gone in and they've modded it and had it like somebody else. Like somebody did Thomas the Train, which is kind of ridiculous.
Right.
Oh, some more fireworks.
Oh, for sure.
Gunshots.
But no, it's going to be definitely like 2021 is going to be banging, dude. I mean, we got all this new stuff we've been working on coming out. People are going to love that. We're going to be collabing with some like pretty awesome people, dude. People from Canada. That's going to be pretty gnarly. People from, Malaysia. That's going to be pretty sweet. Australia, Norway, Ireland, like everybody all around the world.
Yeah.
I think they'd be cool with it as long as they don't see me wearing this hat. This hat's kind of ridiculous.
It's awesome.
It's not. No. But I'm doing it and work it.
Yeah. Hey, fuck it. 2021. All kinds of
2021. Marijuana will be federally legal here soon, which is good and bad things, but the hat is terrible. I know. But to be fair, I was smoking when I put it on, so
It's from 2 different Halloween costumes.
it is. And now it's one
It's one
costume.
One costume to rule them all.
New Year's party hat.
There you go.
I probably shouldn't be eating this cheese. Mm-mm.
I have my
Look at that.
some goldfish.
Little monkey.
Yep.
Oh, hell yeah.
No, this year is definitely there's a lot of cool things coming up, a lot of opportunities for a lot of
Mhm.
people. Um, I think though, a lot of this is uncertain. We really honestly don't know what we're getting into,
Oh, for sure.
but I think this community has really kind of opened the door for just some really interesting characters that we've met and are in talks to kind of bring it on the shows and stuff like that.
So speaking of which, like, let's look back and reflect on 2020. Um, what was your favorite episode that we've done, or your favorite thing we've done so far?
Um, I don't know, man. I honestly, a lot of the people that we've had on have been really cool as shit to us. We've had Palco. Palco's a cool ass dude.
Mhm.
Pop Brothers. Um, and the thing that for me, I don't know a lot of the stuff that like a lot of the kind of level that you do. So some of these people that have come on and like broken down different kinds of things, like explaining the cannabinoid system,
Mhm.
like, that we even have one of those.
Mhm.
That's fascinating stuff to me, and even going down the road of hopefully we can get those people on talking about the mushrooms
Oh
and
yeah.
just how that kind of like with the immune system, because I've been taking a lot of blends lately to make sure that the immune system's up for
Mhm.
2021.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, man. Honestly, I've just been really happy with a lot of the people who've been on the
Okay.
shows. I've learned a lot. I think this has been really cool seeing a lot of the people. But what about you?
I found myself thinking about that today. I did, just randomly, and then I was like, I don't think that I could go back. I was kind of hoping you had an answer, because I really couldn't go back, because like everything we've done is pretty badass.
Yeah.
Like, there's a few that I really wish we could go back and redo because of technical difficulties, but hey, it'll happen when it happens. You know what I'm saying? We've talked to them. We just got to schedule it up. The fact that they were able to kind of like, hit the ground running with us, and that's just it. You got to be water, my friend. You got to,
Yeah.
definitely be malleable, and we definitely are. How often is it where like you'll hit me up and be like, hey, this is happening? I'm like, hey, here's 5 solutions, and you're like, never mind. You know what I mean? And it's just
Yeah.
it's smooth like that, but it's putting out those little mini fires everywhere and kind of like, organizing and stuff and prioritizing. That's what chefs do. We'll take a concept or an idea, break it down to where we know inside and out, and then streamline that process. A lot of these videos that you see, we make personally. Yes, we could have we do know awesome, amazing, talented people that we definitely could have totally hired out and paid, locally, shop locally, the whole nine. You know what I'm saying? Could have done that, but you got to have money to do that. You know what I'm saying? We're doing, we'll do it ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
We're doing incredible for the amount of
Exactly.
time and effort and things that are getting put into this. And I think one of the things that I'm learning too is that dealing with different schedules of people on East Coast,
Mhm.
West Coast, which again I'm excited for, but obviously you kind of got to be like water, as you say,
Oh yeah.
to make that work. But still, this is really cool. We're talking to people on different walks of life.
It's fun, man, because it's like everybody knows how to roll a joint, or if not, you should learn. Okay. But it's interesting because weed from around the world tastes different. Fact. Because different soils, different airs, different, cultures, if you will, climates and stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
It's interesting because like if you set down, like, let's say a bowl of weed, doesn't matter the amount, bowl of weed, rolling papers, and a grinder. You sit 2 strangers at the table. They don't speak the same language. Let's say Russian and Chinese. Okay. They're both going to know what to fucking do with that. They're going to know how to roll a joint. They're going to figure something out. or they're going to know. And I guarantee you it may not be the same way. You see what I'm saying? Because there's 2-pile technique. There's the 3 paper joints, the 2 paper joints. There's all kinds of different techniques out there.
Yep.
My personal advice to you, 2021, to anybody that doesn't know how to roll a joint, and I'll tell you why I say this in a second. Learn how to properly roll a joint so it doesn't run, so that you get a nice, little resin halo, if you will, nice white ash club. That's it. That's my point. You know what I'm saying? I'm still working on it. I'm not the best, but I'm a lot better than I was, back before. Because here's the thing. You used to grab, if you were a chef or whatever, back in the day, like when weed wasn't like, before hydroponics, you just grabbed it, slap it in a paper, roll it up, and get it in you. Like it did not taste good. It did not taste good. And then like now it's aromatic and terpenes and, all kinds of just crazy, crazy awesome stuff, man. You know what I mean? So it's like,
well, now too, finding out different things that are actually complementing your body and all that, even with like edibles and all that, because some people don't know how to do proper dosage when they're making stuff. And I mean, there's still a lot of people new to the game that are rushing to this, trying to get theirs. So we're going to see obviously all kinds of people coming out with their own products and things that are going to have, like what you were talking about earlier, the base for making edibles. How some people will choose like coconut oil.
Yep.
What were you talking about?
So in order to really infuse with food, you need to find a catalyst. A catalyst has to be a fat or an oil, really, some kind of medium that can harness the cannabinoids and the activated, the cannabinoids out of the cannabis. You're pulling it out of the plant matter. You no longer need that. You know what I'm saying? You can use it for a little bit of added flavor, color, whatever have you, but there's really no nutritional value to it. After you've pulled everything from it using said mediums. Alcohol you can use. That's common when you're making FICO full extract, or excuse me, Rick Simpson oil, which is RSO. And then you've got FICO, which is full extract cannabis oil, which is made with a different solvent that's not made with alcohol. So alcohol, RSO, FICO, different solvents, much like MCT.
Okay. Yeah, because I noticed that like when we were talking about that, because if it gets too hard, like when you're eating those gummies, if it's just kind of like a rubber, that just, I don't know, that's not gonna work out.
Cheese. Like cheese spread.
Cheese spread, man. Yeah.
I wanted it to be like the Schuler's cheese, and it is not.
What is it?
It's just like cheddar cheese. It's okay. You want a cracker?
I don't know now, because it's pretty questionable.
Try it.
Try it.
I mean, I definitely ate it multiple times, so.
I mean, it looks like
it's safe.
No, looks like orange fragua.
It is. It's like whipped.
Yeah, it is.
Cream frige.
It just doesn't. I wanted it to have like that horseradish, like the Schuler's cheese, and it does not.
No, you know what that is?
It's like fucking cheese whiz.
It's exactly what it is.
That's what it tastes like.
Disgusting.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not a fan of that. I used to be back in the day, but when you're uncultured and you don't get
whole box of Ritz crackers. Parents pissed off they just bought it 2 hours ago.
Yeah, dude. Those everything, I guess pretty much anything you can get it on. Those like everything like chips.
Mm-hmm.
They put like, what is it, like pepper and like probably garlic or something. Either or, that stuff is so banging. Like,
if you like that, you should get some chips from Canada. I'll have our friend from Letterkenny send you some.
Yeah, okay.
They're all dressed.
All dressed?
Mm-hmm.
That's what they call it?
Everything bagel seasoning. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, I can put weed in that.
It's so
good. Do you like pesto?
I don't know what that is.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I might, like, I'm not good with names. Like, I might, like...
Pesto. So it's
like a green basil sauce.
Yeah. It's like basil, pine nuts,
Oil,
oil,
Parmesan
salt,
cheese.
pepper, parm cheese.
Parmesan cheese. All right, so far so good. Because
Yeah.
every once in a while you'd be like, and then there's like some mushrooms in there, and I'm like, no,
No,
I'm out.
I tell you.
It's really good.
I'm
Yeah,
out. Oh, if there's fish, I'm definitely out.
got no fish in
No
it.
fish.
What's that? Man, there was somebody that had some mix or whatever that had.
SC Watson says, "Sup, fellas? What up, dude? Happy
What
New
up?
Year. How are you
Happy
now?
New Year. Happy New Year.
I like my hat." But no, so no, it has no mushrooms. I'm actually making a cannabis infused pesto with the male leaves that we have from the male plants we had to get rid of.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yep. So that sucks. That's probably the only downside, really, to like, because you get attached to the plants a little bit. You're kind of like, all right, cool, and then like you're like, yo,
I'm like, babe, why,
This
are,
ain't
we,
working
why
out.
are we still growing these?
yeah. Well, you know, we're growing them tonight, so I don't have to do it tonight.
Well, I mean, at least you can still
That's
like
fascinating.
you can get use out of it though,
Yeah.
because
At
not
least
knowing
it's
how to
still working.
properly use it, then you're basically taking a loss whenever they turn into males. So
100%.
knowing how to
100%.
look for that kind of thing.
100%.
So how long does that usually take before you see a plant turn either female or male?
So that's the thing. Like auto flowers, obviously it's faster, and I don't remember, dude. What?
Our
30
plants
weeks?
are like about 40 days we were able to start
40
telling.
days? Yeah, 40 days.
Okay.
I don't know why I said 30 weeks. That was a long
Yeah,
way.
because what I've definitely heard a lot of people done around this time is they've started growing and things like that, or they've at least started doing the research and things. So having a plan ahead of time will definitely stop yourself from having big problems.
Woo!
Which I think
Absolutely.
our autoflowers are like what?
There it is.
20 days, and we can tell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, auto flowers are just right to it. There we go. Let's zoom in.
That's convenient.
Yeah, but
That's a
no, it's
trippy background.
yeah, it is, isn't it? It is. No, the auto flowers are crazy because it's like you really can't fuck them up. Like I don't get it. Like I don't. It's I say that and knock on wood. I hope I don't jinx anything. But like at the same time, like you just have to go with the flow. If you're good at problem solving, then growing is definitely for you. That's why a lot of chefs, no bullshit, and I know a lot of people that have, I don't want to say jump ship, but jump ship. You know what I'm saying? COVID happened. They're damn good chefs. They don't have jobs anymore because let's face it, the business went under, or the owner can't afford them, or whatever have you. There's reasons, bunch of reasons. No dining room, and stuff like that. What are you gonna do? A lot of people went straight to that. They started growing their own weed, and then guess what? From there, guess what? Now they're running, cultivation, like huge, like, massive grows and stuff, and making really good money. A lot more better money than they would have ever in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Which then brings up the point, like, okay, if you can't afford to, pay your people more than unemployment would pay them, you don't deserve to be open.
Yeah.
Fact. So a lot of these restaurants are like, oh my God, why won't my people come back? Yo, homie, they're making almost double on unemployment than what you were paying them. Like,
that kind of does though is open up that kind of scope of there's a bigger problem going
correct.
on too.
If that, as I was saying, if that doesn't scream, this needs like a reform, I don't know what does, man. If you think about it, you go to a hospital to talk to a doctor. You go to a doctor's office. You go to a dentist, dental office for a dentist. You go to a barber for your haircut, right? You go to a chef when you want a certain type of food cooked. You know what I'm saying? That's my point. So then
go to Deliciously Dope when you need the information.
Exactly. There you go. I like that. That is really cool. But it's just like.
But no, I see what you're saying though. It's like we go to specialists. We go to, and right now too, like we're watching our government mess it all up.
Oh yeah, they're assholes.
and don't really give a care. Not at
I
all.
really don't. No, as long as they get their McDonald's, yo.
I forget what the amount Mitch makes like in a month or something like that, or even a day. But either or, it's sickening seeing some of that stuff. 'Cause this is like, dude, oh my gosh, are you serious?
Jeez.
Mm.
That was
That's what
good.
you're smoking in?
Oh yeah. What did I grab you earlier? What was it? Jack Harrow and what?
Yeah, and then
Sorry, Jack Herrera.
pineapple diesel.
Yep. Those are pretty decent. You know.
Yep. Well,
Pretty decent.
Claw's pretty solid though.
Yeah, Claw makes a very solid product. I really like it. I really do like it.
Yeah.
I like how like it's convenient too. Because almost everywhere has Claw. Like that's a good thing. That's how you know. All right, if it's in almost like 10 different stores right now, like why not?
Well, yeah, and definitely going to see a lot of, because obviously with like what you're talking about earlier, with things changing to go being across the country federally legal. I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer at this point in time. Like, why are there even straggler states kind of happening? I mean, I suppose some people have still ideals, but catching up with the times right now, we're living under a lot of dinosaur mentality, you know. But a lot of our generation has really opened up to a lot of culture and personality from people, all the people that were like weird and things like that, which is a lot of people, by the way. There's also a lot of charm that's associated with some of the people that are, weird.
Yeah, and so a lot of people look at things that are weird. You just don't understand it, and people tend to fear the unknown.
Sure.
I'm not one of those people. I'm one of those people who's like, all right, check it out. So I'm gonna smoke this joint, and then I'm gonna ask you like 59 questions. That's just it. Like, I've just got this insatiable appetite to want to learn things, and that's just it. Like,
Yeah.
learning to me helps me move forward. Dude, a day that goes by that you don't learn anything new is a waste of a day. I've always said that in my life. It's
No,
absolutely true.
that is true. And I think one of the things too that like growing up, and you're learning different things, the videos we saw in like high school and all that with showing nature, and it was very like a puppet show almost, because it wasn't as brutal as a lot of, like, I'm watching some of these documentaries right now, and some of these things are just Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's.
What up, Sophia? And so like these yeah,
Mhm.
different. Yeah, there we go. Different. Sure. Yep. These documentaries that are showing like these animals, it's like it's murder, carnage, way crazier than the stuff that I saw in high school. So I think like we're a cultured civilization, so we should be acting a lot better than what we're doing right now. We've learned so much, we've come so far, that the way that things are going on around us, I think no wonder people are just looking around like, are you serious? What is happening? So going into 2021, like we're supposed to have the disclosure of aliens and stuff like that. So
I'm excited for that.
yeah, me too. I mean, I'm sure it'll be a disappointing little thing they'll feed us,
When has the government, the federal government, ever gotten you off? Never.
Never.
They get theirs. They don't care about you. That's what it is.
Just a little dry rub on the outside.
Speaking of dry, they don't use lube either.
No.
They do not believe in that.
Unacceptable. Unacceptable, government. Not cool.
It's the federal government was that bully like in elementary school. He would like throw something and ask you to pick it up and then push you over.
Yep.
Like, come on, man. Like, I didn't even cause that problem. You did. I was trying to help you.
Just disrespect.
Go to jail. No. Like, no. Not for something you did. I don't know, man. Like the world is a crazy ass place. So crazy that what was that rapper that they said just passed away? But come and find out, like I never really listened to him, and it was absolutely terrible.
You talking about Doom?
Yeah.
Doom?
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
I should have. I know I've heard his stuff before, but I didn't really give him the attention that I should have, and I absolutely that's on me, and that's going to be rectified very soon. But homeboy died back at like what, Halloween? And his family just now released that, they're saying.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay.
Yeah. I was reading that and I was like, oh, that's crazy. Because as soon as I saw that, because there's Mouse Doom, you remember that?
Yep, you're right.
Yeah, that's where I remember him from. So it's like,
yeah, MF is, as they said, the elusive bard of hip hop. Dead at 49. So
yep.
Yeah, this has been a tough year. A lot of deaths, a lot of emotions. I mean, look at like the irrational behavior of people in general. I remember there was that point in time when they had basically said nobody on the road, and it was absolutely bare. It was super creepy, but there was also that kind of like calming sense of freedom of just kind of driving and not really seeing a lot of people, almost like a Sunday morning. Everybody's kind of not really out.
That is definitely 10 out of 10 the softest things he's ever said.
I will say though.
Sunday morning.
I will say though.
Easy like Sunday morning.
Creepy. Driving to work and
it's definitely creepy. Yeah.
Like I would drive to work and
that's just it.
And I would not see
Yeah.
So that's not what happened in my head. That's not what you guys are gonna giggle a little bit if I tell you what happened in my head.
What happened in your head?
Okay, so you know how like you get up and you're just a crotchety old bastard like me. All right. I'm cynical. I don't want to deal with nobody. It is what it is. Okay, fine. So you spend most of your life telling a lot of these people to fuck off. And then you wake up one day and everybody did exactly that and they just fucked off. You're like, so this is what happens if they actually do it.
This is what it feels like.
Didn't have an issue with it. Didn't have an issue with it until like day 3. That's when I was like, all right, this is a problem.
Yeah. Well, you get lonely. Humans are definitely social creatures. We may not like everybody out there kind of thing, but everybody always likes their own circles and stuff. But I think that also teaches you to be open to people outside of your circle. Otherwise, you'll never make friends. You'll never inspire, from your stranger, the meetings that, your meetings with strangers.
One thing I do hope that stays is my space at the fucking grocery store.
Yeah.
Like, and like when you're standing in line and the person behind you isn't like riding their cart up your ass.
I've always kind of kept that kind of mentality in general. So I kind of hope people keep that, like if people are, sending the signal to kind of come in close, it's all good. But as much as I don't really like cats, they make me sneeze, all that stuff, just so people are aware of that. But as much as I don't really like cats, I kind of have that vibe of like, I like to be around people and get that attention when I want it. But there's also that time where I want to duck off and like take it easy on that energy you're sending. And sometimes strangers get too much in your bubble.
Little bit of a conversation shift, but I saw a question today. It was somewhere. And it was, would you ever stop smoking weed for a relationship?
Fuck no.
Well, yeah, absolutely not. Like, that was the first question I asked you. I was like, you smoke weed? You're like, no. And you came back with some smart ass, like, well, who doesn't?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I can give you 5 people right now. They're assholes. I don't even like them, but I can. They don't smoke weed. Same.
Well, that's what's cool though too about this is like there's not just smoking. There's also edibles. There's the tinctures and all that. I mean, I love edibles.
Or they're drinkers.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. We're always gonna fight that stigma. You know what I'm saying? We're just trying to be relevant like wine.
Well, there's definitely a culture in both sides. Like obviously people that drink, they definitely, they love that feeling. I mean, I've been there. I've enjoyed that feeling, but pretty much anytime I drink, I get like a hangover. It's almost a
Yep.
guaranteed. I've even gone through and took like a B complex beforehand, made sure I was hydrated.
At the same time, you can get weed hangovers. Those are real.
Oh, where you're fucking tired of shit?
Yeah.
I've had edible hangovers for sure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
Dude,
think maybe
don't-
when you're see, I don't drink caffeine, and a lot of people do. So I think I'm already just operating in a, you know what I mean, like a kind of tired, anyways, in general.
I'm a pot of coffee. You know this. I drink
Yeah.
so much coffee.
Yep.
5 o'clock in the afternoon. Rodney, what are you drinking? Coffee? Well, you're not gonna be able to go to bed.
Yeah. I miss it. I love caffeine, but I just can't do it.
You know what's better than caffeine? Shrooms.
Yeah. Yeah. So Ann Arbor is definitely doing kudos to Ann Arbor.
Oh yeah, doing that decrim stuff.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Holla at Lansing. Holla at Michigan. Do the whole country while we're at it.
Tapping out.
Yeah.
She smoked too much weed.
Uh-oh. Happens to the best.
And then she like helped me mow down this charcuterie board. So she's nice and just toasted, if you will.
I also drink a lot of champagne.
There you go. See,
Painful.
that'll do it.
That'll about do it.
Vodka too. More of them.
Sophie
Yeah.
says coffee is life.
Coffee is life.
Coffee is life. Good coffee is life. And honestly, I've been on a Cafe Bustelo with kick
Happy
right
New
now.
Year's all.
Good night.
Good night.
I've been on this stupid Cafe Bustelo kick. It's so cheap. It's espresso like ground with coffee. It's
So there's also people doing like what? Infusing like coffee with CBD or THC. Is there is it better with CBD or better with THC or both?
I would
In your
say,
opinion?
6 to 1, half dozen the other. There are people that will say one's better than the other, and it is what it is, man. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Sorry, somebody was messaging me.
There's a lot of Happy New Year's stuff going on.
Yeah, it's
Again, Happy New Year, everybody. Thank
Happy
you.
New
for
Year,
tuning
y'all.
in.
Let's do it. Like, as long as I can wear this hat. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be obnoxious as hell this year because that's just it.
I mean,
At the end of the day, it don't really matter.
no, it definitely like beforehand when I was afraid to like ask on certain things. I've
Mhm.
learned that I've asked, and the worst thing is a no, and
Yeah.
that's not even that bad. Like a no is a whatever. Because the thing is, there's a lot of people that are doing all kinds of amazing things out here. We're seeing people that are painting. We're seeing people that are creating, making vases, whatever.
Mhm.
They're doing all kinds of stuff, music, all that. And
Killing
I think that despite this pandemic doing a lot of bad, it's also done some interesting things, because humans, we get pushed into places that we don't want to be. So it forces us to do things to kind of make things better. So hopefully 2021 is a testament to that.
I'm excited for what we got going on in 2021. It's definitely opened my eyes to some new perspectives. Dude, good stuff's happened, bad stuff's happened. Great things have happened, terrible things have happened. So it's just kind of like I'm going to take a lot of time in this upcoming year to focus on like stuff I want to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm kind of done working for other people. Real talk. Like, I'm 30-year-old guy. Like, I've always been working for somebody else. It's time to work for myself. You know what I mean? And if you think about it, I learned the metric system by myself, if you catch my drift. Like all throughout high school, I knew that system. That was a solid system. It's very simple. Like, I mean, case in point, okay? Black market is still thriving, but and for a while there, like people were like, oh, I'd say a while. It was for like 2 or 3 years, but people would be like, "Hey, do you know a person?" And I'm like, "Yeah, no, he can get you what you need." I just knew people. That's how it worked. You know what I'm saying? I worked in the kitchen. I talked to the dishwasher if I,
Yeah.
5 minutes into whatever you want. He knows everybody, or they know everybody.
That should be how kind of life is working anyway. So it should be like somebody should say, "Hey, I need this done," and somebody should be like, go talk to blah blah blah. This person will hook you up."
That synergy, dog. You gotta barter it sometimes, and sometimes things don't work out. You just gotta keep going forward. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh yeah, for like this deliciously dope project for a lot of people that might be new to this and what we're doing. We basically started this year working on all this stuff and have pretty much taught ourselves how to do a lot of things. And if there's something we don't know how to do, we contract it out by people that are willing to, be a part of the movement. But I think one of the biggest things is
movement.
Yeah. I mean, those are important though. You gotta keep a good colonic, good.
That's true. No protesting though. Don't be an asshole.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good one right there. Don't be an asshole. Because let me jump to one of our conversations we were talking about earlier on the road when like nobody was around and then people came back, people driving on the road. Oh, that was bananas. That was not fun. I wanted to go home at that point in time. But all right, so about that thing, and then going forward to like us, us learning and teaching and doing all this stuff, with this whole project. This is cool, and this has really taught, I think, a lot of people that you can learn a lot of things on your own. Like too, I think some people had kind of rushed towards fast food, and then other people have leaned towards cooking. So you talking about infusing and things like that, like that's awesome. And because a lot of people don't know about dosage, you know what I mean? That's kind of elusive. It's something most people should know if they're,
if you've ever seriously cooked in your life, you're gonna know you're gonna know that it's just another herb, but it's a more psychoactive herb. You know what I'm saying? Than oregano and things of that nature. Plus, if you just so happen to wrap it in a paper, put it in a good filter, pack it tight because you want a nice little cone there, and light it on fire. There are some side effects. That's called a safety break.
Safety first.
Oh, absolutely,
guys.
Absolutely. But it's like putting it in food. You have to understand what it does, what it's supposed to do, and what it's gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Once you understand those, and understanding the endocannabinoid system is huge there, because it does affect that. It's your neurological system. Well, what's your neurological system in control of? Damn near everything. So there's that. There's you can, if you're unsure, well, how do I know if my nerves are working right? Go get a cranial nerve examination. You know what I'm saying? Those very simple. You can do one at home.
You just do that.
You lose, smell or taste, kind of,
just like that.
Go get tested for COVID, because that's number one thing everybody says is like you start losing smell, you start losing taste, and so I was like, Well,
and that's important, like the health thing too, like what you're talking about, neurological. I don't know a lot of stuff about the brain, but I do know kind of, the basics. I've been steering this meat casket around here most of my life, but it's this
casket.
Yeah. Or meat mech. That sounds probably cool. Meat mech.
I'm still stuck on meat casket.
Yeah. Well,
meat bag. I've heard that.
Right.
I've never heard meat basket.
Meat casket.
Meat. Oh, excuse me. My bad.
Yeah.
Meat casket. That's even worse.
That sounds very scary. This year that we're in, like that's the mentality, man.
Same time.
We're all decaying, so why not keep as much as we can to replenish. Our body does a good job on fixing itself back up and stuff. So I was just listening to myself. So if I got a headache and stuff, I try to go, all right, well, what can I do to kind of change that? You know?
I smoked that indica that and that pen that I got. I should not have done that.
In the couch.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, guys. Like, and gals, everybody watching, we appreciate
your health.
You guys are the reason we do this. You know, it's fun to be able to throw stuff out on the internet, and then people message you and go, "That was cool," or maybe don't do that, or will you ever be pretty? I've gotten all kinds of questions, and no to all of those. Yeah.
Stay tuned. Anything can happen in 2021.
Exactly. But it's kind of cool. You just got to look back and kind of laugh at it. Real talk. If you're like, all right, so this was supposed to happen and it didn't. Oh well, then it wasn't meant to happen. It'll happen when it's supposed to happen. So if it happens in like a week, it happens in a week. If it happens in 10 months, guess what?
I still get pissed off, but it's short-lived now. Like I've learned to audit my thoughts and go, take it easy.
Yeah.
Take it easy.
What else? Smoking weed.
Yep. And edibles and
yep.
all those
topicals. I've gotten back pain. It's back pain is a very common, ailment to have. And I'll tell you, these edible, not edibles, you can eat it, it won't hurt you, but these products, man, they're helping. They're helping.
Oh, you're talking about the creams? Oh
yeah. Creams, the rubs, all that stuff. The stuff that we made, you know what I'm saying? The olive oils, all the gummies.
So guys, this is basically a lot of this stuff that we've been messing around with. So a lot of this kind of like rubs and stuff. What do we got here? Oh, it's got the brick.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can get it without the. There we go.
There you go. Yep.
Anyways, so this stuff is kind of cool because like I used to use that what's that stuff? I forget the name of it. Probably shouldn't even say the name anyways, but that stuff I guess isn't stuff you should be using. So this is a little more natural and it actually works. You can eat this?
Yeah, you could eat it. It might upset your stomach a little bit, but it ain't gonna do nothing to you.
Oh, that's true, because you just have essential oils in the background plus the cannabis.
Like I said, and too much of a concentration of that might upset your stomach. It might not. I mean, it depends on the person, but it's not gonna. You don't have to call poison control. You just ate, a very good for you lunch, but it ain't gonna taste good. I'll be 100% with you because I ate some and it wasn't good. Well,
what is this, pudding? This isn't pudding. It's not pudding.
No, dude, like I'm excited because like we're adding more to the plate and it is what it is, but it's fun.
So much to the plate.
So much. It's crazy.
Well, it's cool and it's good that people have been very polite about stuff because my gosh, the amount of like emails and stuff like that, it gets wild. But when things go smooth and the shows go right, like that's a happy feeling. And it's cool because like I know at that point in time, like we're learning something, we're having fun.
I got to get used to the whole like everything is content thing. People want to know more about me. Yeah. And like, no.
What's your favorite color?
No. Like if you want to know something, like ask me, and shit like that. And
I think that's
like, his favorite food spaghetti. It used to was. It isn't anymore. Like
yeah, I like being mysterious, Yeah. If you want to know some things, obviously it's okay to talk to, but I think there's definitely a side of everybody that we should showcase to like our, friends and families and things like that. You should have a general like
demeanor.
public persona.
Yeah.
Yeah, yep. And it should always be at minimum like a like meet you halfway. We should
Mhm.
never go out grumpy and trying to start fights and things like that. I don't like that. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Many nights with Irish whiskey. I know exactly what that's about. Exactly
Well,
what it's about.
it's probably a lot of people got a lot of hate in their heart, and not a place to direct that. So, somebody comes around and they can just spill it.
I mean, and there's also like wrong place at the wrong time, things of that nature. But I love those commercials that they used to do. Okay, so for those of you who are, decently younger watching this, commercials used to be these things between TV shows that you could not fast forward through and you had to watch.
Yeah.
Because some of them are still like that. It's like, go away. We go. I'm not paying. No, I'm not paying for no ads. Just hurry up. But no, it was that one where it was like, the one guy's like trying to find his wallet to pay for his coffee, and the lady pays for it, and then so somebody else does something good for her, and then it just keeps going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a credit card company, and I'm like, ouch, that was ballsy.
Yeah, that
One fucking things up. But anyways, the point is,
get in debt.
deeds, man. That's really what it is.
Go out there and get in debt, guys. It's 2021. Don't be afraid.
Yep. Yep.
Make terrible decisions. Don't do that. Don't do that at all.
No. Make adequately appropriate, like,
yeah. Make decisions that you can bounce back from if need be.
Yeah. Yeah. Invest in Bitcoin.
Is that the move?
Dude, it's expensive.
It seems like it.
Yo, I threw some money at it a few years ago, cashed out, I went some other ways, it is what it is. I should not have cashed out. Kicking myself in the ass right now because I bought Bitcoin when it was like $100 a piece. Damn. I bought 5 of them, and then just over the years sold them because the market went down. I didn't get my return. I got down to 2 of them. I had 2, and then I sold them. What was it? Last fall.
Oh man,
they sold. And I sold. What was it? 0.4 seconds. Yeah.
Oh man.
I was like, well, that was easy. Should not have done that. I'd have been like,
I mean, how do you even know like about some of that stuff? And that's kind of the gamble in life too, is like that's how some of those things pay off is kind of, I don't know. It's tricky with me and going to casinos and all that. I don't like doing it. I'd probably maybe do it if I'm gonna, with some people and set aside some money and kind of do it. But I'd rather know where I'm gonna win some money than gamble it. I don't know.
So I wish they had this at casinos because I'd be really goddamn good at this game. Back when I was a little tyke, I grew up in the middle of Tennessee. So like we had all these arts and crafts and fun little games on specific days. I don't remember what the days were called, but they existed.
Okay.
It was like a family night. You would come, tickets, prizes, all kinds of cool other kids that run around, whatever, right? There was this game where they took a bunch of pencils, just like, you remember old school pencils, like different colors and shit, and shoved them in these hay bales. And like it was a needle in a haystack. And if you found a certain one, you see what I'm saying? Pull it out and get a prize, right? And a certain rarity. I don't know what it was. Remember gold was like the best you could get. And I kept finding that gold pencil, just boom, boom, boom. They're like, you cheating? I was like, no. I'm not even here. Like you make, because what they do is they like, at one point I won 3 times in a row. They made me do a lap around the gymnasium so I couldn't see them. You know what I'm saying? My dad went with me right to it. Right to it. And they were like, huh. So they were kind of skeeved because, this kid just.
Hey, some people got the juice.
But that's just it. 8 years old, I learned, screw every other else game in here. I'm just going to master this one. And I did. I win. We can go home. We can go home now. I won a game. That's all I want to do.
Yeah.
I've carried that for 30 years. just to say you should put that shit at casinos because that would be a bomb ass game. Maybe not during COVID,
Yeah.
but I mean, think about it. It's basically it's gambling. You pay $1, right? All right. If you get this color or these numbers, you know, you get whatever. I don't know how you would do it, but then you just search for the pieces of the needles in the haystack.
You could call up Chuck E. Cheese. That'd be something they could put up in that place. So you can get all them tickets and stuff like that.
Yo, when's the last time you went to Chuck E. Cheese?
I think my 16th birthday. I had my birthday at Chuck E. Cheese to be funny. Everybody appreciated it, but that, like, no offense, but I mean, obviously that pizza is like, it's a mediocre, lackluster.
It's not good.
No, it's not.
It's not good.
No, honestly, if we're giving some shout outs, like Sir Pizza is where it's at in Lansing. Oh my God.
Nope.
I love it. What do you love?
Tormino's.
Tormino's? Okay. I mean,
Remember
that's
we
good,
got that
though.
pizza
Yeah.
one time?
No, that was good.
That was a big ass pizza.
That was like, yeah, because that kind of had that vibe of like Gumby's, that
Yup.
huge. Yep. All right, you're right.
Goombas. Remember when that shit happened?
Yep.
That was stupid.
Dude, that honestly though, if that pizza would have had pineapple on it, I love some pineapple. I know some people. Did it?
I thought it did.
I don't know if we did. Yeah, you're right. It did. Okay.
Yeah,
Never mind then.
mushrooms on it. That's what we were gonna add.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no.
Glad we didn't do
Of course,
that.
you forget the mushrooms. You don't like mushrooms at all.
No. I mean, I can pick them off, but then there's like that like juice that gets left behind and stuff like that, and I don't want to be a part of that. It throws it off, man. And it's weird because I don't like tomatoes, but I like salsa.
Yo, that's not even a consistency thing at that point.
I don't get it. Like when I see people take like a tomato and like they'll bite into it, and I'm like, that's gross, man. But if I'm eating like some salsa or a pizza with some tomato sauce on there, like,
Wait,
no
you like? I've seen you eat ketchup.
Yeah, I like ketchup.
That's tomatoes.
I know it doesn't make sense. I don't make sense sometimes, but you know, I just roll with it. I look at it as my mind doesn't fuck with it, so I'm like, all right, we're not fucking with it.
It's weird as shit, but you can have that.
Yeah. Yep.
That's it. It ain't. It's harmless. I mean, it's weird as shit.
Exactly.
It ain't nobody.
Well, yeah. I mean, unless you go somewhere and they're like, dude, can you just pick something and stop being so damn picky?
Wait, hang on though. Hang on. Do you like pico de gallo?
It's all right.
It's like less saucier salsa.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
No, honestly, what sounds really good now that we're on the subject is I had salsa where they put like mango in there or something like that. So it kind of had like a sweet flavor. And I'd never tried that before. So like that was actually really good.
Mm-hmm. No, dude, I love it. I used to do
I want tacos right now.
Yep. I was gonna say, well, you don't do fish, but I did a white fish taco with like corn, soft corn, hand, maize tortillas. And then I don't know what kind of crema I did in it for like a sauce, but I remember I put a mango like chutney, if you will, or like a mango salsa on the top. It was banging, dude. We sold out. Like it was pan-seared white fish. Just
I mean, when I hear it and I know that other people like something that I don't like, I can still appreciate like somebody cooking a nice looking meal. Like when I see like even fish, as long as it's not like where I don't know, like when you just see like somebody take a fish out of water and it's like cooked and it's slapped on there and you see the dead eyes and then they're just eating that. I'm just like that does not look appetizing.
So you're not supposed to actually, I mean, okay, so certain places of the world, it's acceptable and okay to show the head of the fish. Certain places, it's not. Okay. Certain places will cook it in front of you and serve it in your bowl. Like there's certain types of ramen in Asian fare that, hell, even the octopus or the squid is just killed and then you pour.
Yeah.
Yeah. and then you put the salt on it, and the salt makes it constrict, and yeah.
Which
Yep.
I remember seeing that one time, and like I knew that it was obviously the salt kind of doing all this stuff, but it's still creepy seeing
Mhm.
all that do that, even though it's just the muscles reacting or the nerves reacting. But
Yeah, well, you know, it's tasty.
yeah. Well,
Listen, if you're not willing to kill it, I don't think you should eat it.
I'm not mad at that. Honestly, I wish I was on that level of like, but that is so much work, and I get so like hangry. I got to get that under control. It's
There
like
you
'cause I already know ahead of time I'm gonna need some food and stuff like that, and then it comes up and I get a little hangry. It's a easy fix, but it's still the time of hangry is no fun.
No, it's not. I got hooked up
Mm.
with some venison.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beef jerky, venison, or is it just like
No,
the
it's straight venison. So venison's obviously deer. I think I got some ground venison up there, some chuck. You know, do some burgers, venison burgers, or put it in some chili.
yeah.
I think I may have gotten a couple of steaks. I'm not sure. It was just a Christmas package.
Got a hunter friend.
Yep.
That's a big thing in Michigan, honestly, which obviously we got a lot of deer. We have so many deer.
And they're delicious. You know what I'm saying? Like it's better for you. I'm be honest with you. You know where it came from. You know what I mean? You figured out where it's going fast. I'm gonna do mine with a little bit of some, you know, mixed herbs, a little garlic, some butter, probably a little oil as well. Pan-sear that shit, some salt and pepper, and call it a day.
I do like garlic.
Yeah, garlic's great.
Yeah, throw some garlic in anything and everything. Well, not anything, but a lot of
If
stuff.
my girlfriend turned into a vampire, she would be absolutely fucked.
That and pepper.
I want to suck your blood. No, dude, I just chug like half that chug garlic. You ain't biting shit tonight. No, I'm gonna roll over and go to bed. Good night. Good night.
Yeah.
That's it.
3, 2.
No, dude, it'd be creepy though. But real talk though, if you were a vampire, I would totally hang upside down from the ceiling and just like stare at people like, boo. You know what I mean? I would mess with people.
I'd definitely mess with people.
But it wouldn't be anything like I would try to eat you and then like I'd probably like eat them. Sorry.
What do you want from me? I'm a vampire.
Yeah. You knew this going in. The fangs, it tells you.
Yeah. Give me your neck.
Right. Now people are going to be like, he's a vampire. I'm not a vampire. Do you think vampires exist? Okay, so if aliens exist, do vampires exist? Werewolves?
Yeah, I mean, I remember the whole like, see, all that stuff. The only thing that I've ever seen for myself that's been questionable 100% is UFOs. Because I remember staring up and looking up in the sky and seeing some stuff. And I even told myself, I was like, yeah, right. I just kind of sat there for a second. I was like, yeah, right. And I just watched a UFO just go right in the sky, right into a cloud. And then I didn't move just to make sure I didn't like, you know, it didn't like quickly go. And I sat there and nothing. It just disappeared, blended, did something. I don't know where it went. But I know for a fact I saw something. I was like, all right, that was real crazy.
So
I'm excited to see some.
I'm kind of like a mixed little bag. I'll be honest with you. I've seen a couple ghosts. You know what I'm saying? I've seen it.
Ghosts yet.
Seen it of a few people. It's kind of, you know, it was weird.
That would be though.
It was more like you're dead. You know what I mean? Like that, you know. But it could be written off as psychosomatic auditory hallucinations, not schizophrenia. It was just something, you know, involved with PTSD or something along those lines. I mean, you can go back psychologically, however far you want to go back. The point is the phenomenon happened, okay? And it just so happened to have the shape of this person. So however you want to look at it, the point is it happened. And then I've seen some questionable shit because there's like the dogman of like whatever road here in Michigan, I forget. Like there's some there's some parts of nature we don't know about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
that Mothman, is that in Michigan or is
no,
that in Texas?
I think that's in Ohio. I know it's in the Midwest.
All right, because I remember hearing something about that or whatever, and I heard some people talking, but I wasn't sure if that was the story I heard was in Texas or if that was in Michigan.
So, okay, you ready for this? You ready for this? Kentucky goblins. Google this shit. So,
Kentucky goblins.
So I wrote a paper, I wrote an article on this earlier this year about Kentucky goblins because it was like, this is a good article. You know what I'm saying? About like what happened. And so it actually happened very similar to a couple of the firsthand reports that were reported to the police, and some police officers seeing the same thing and some crazy shit.
Was there a goblin spree?
No, it's just Kentucky goblins.
Okay.
Yeah. And apparently there's like these little goblins that live in this mountain that are aliens or some shit.
Okay.
And like they're like little leprechauns and they're like 2 or 3 feet tall. There's, you know, and it goes on to this whole story, and this family got terrorized by them a lot. And so finally they called the police, shots were fired, and even the police officers said that they saw them, and just a bunch of stuff, man. You know, and so this like news crew went down there, and nobody would let them access anything. And so they're like, we can't prove it. You can't, you know, they won't let us do it.
That's suspect.
Yeah, it is. And so it's like, but I have my own run-in with what I mean, I lived in Tennessee and it wasn't that far, but you know, there's some questionable shit that happened a couple of times when I was growing up, and it was like, I look back at it now and I'm like, no, dude, you made that up. No, it was, but now I'm thinking, was it though? You know what I'm saying? Like, was I really in danger? And like, I just didn't. I was like, oh, this is great, dude. Ignorance is bliss, just running around like a crazy ass 9-year-old. You know what I mean? And now I'm like, yo, I could have been abducted.
You're probably right, because I wonder, I don't know when self-awareness comes into a lot of people, but it seems like a lot of like younger people kind of don't have that self-awareness kind of thing. So that could be one of those things where if it's developing at that young age, you might not have been able to interpret what kind of like happened, like with what you're talking about. But still, when things happen to you, I think your instincts really kind of kick in where you're like, dude, that was not right. There's something off about that. So usually when that kind of happens, then you're like, okay, I should be aware of kind of what's going on here.
I think that I think it would be pretty baller, honestly, to tell you the truth, if we did some kind of paranormal series.
I mean, honestly, what's real crazy is like our family's been dealing with that whole thing up at our cottage where we had those ghosts.
Yeah, it's even crazier because your screen's frozen now.
Oh yeah, mine is.
Yeah. Nope, it's the ghost, man. I'm telling you, dude.
Oh, they don't like us talking about.
No, they're like, yeah, I'm gonna shut him up and freeze frame. Yeah. No, it'll work itself out. It's probably just because like everybody's, you know, Happy New Year's to y'all that, you know, an hour ago. But no, it's, you know, Happy New Year's, guys. Like, this is pretty awesome, 2021. I really do think that would be fun, a paranormal like episode. Like, yo, prove me wrong.
No, that would be interesting.
Like, seriously, these situations that have happened, like, to me in the past, they weren't good. You know what I'm saying? Like, they weren't, you know, a couple of them were questionable, but it's just like, I've seen some pretty insane shit that like, I would love to say that, yeah, that was fake, or like, I want some closure. You know what I'm saying? There it is. You're back.
All right.
And so like, yeah, prove me wrong. You know, if you're like, oh, my house is haunted, prove me wrong. But that being said, at your cottage, yeah, no, dude, I saw some shit. Like, it was fucking weird. Yeah.
Is it in that room that's in the basement in the far like back?
No, yeah.
Okay, because apparently we
Like,
had like some spirits that were under the stairs area when you first walk into the basement, and then when you go in that back room, every single person that like I've hung out with that has gone with me and has stayed the night in that bedroom has always told me some weird stuff has happened. And I
mm.
always just kind of shrugged it off because they were always nonchalant about it. So I kind of was like, all right, well, it probably wasn't
What
that deep.
happened to remember when me, you, Jeremy, and Cody went up there? All right. I
Okay.
ended up crashing like on that recliner.
Okay.
Okay. I had to get up in the middle of the morning because we're fucking you guys are drinking. I just pounded a bunch of water because I was just smoking, but it catches up to you.
Yep.
Dude, it felt like somebody, dude, it was creepy. Like it
Somebody was
was
holding you down.
no.
Because I
But
was
it
saying
felt like somebody, like it was, how like you feel an argument, if you will.
yeah.
How like you got this person that wants to beat you up and they tell you, all right, after school, 3:00 parking lot, and you just feel like they're going to physically do harm to you.
Yeah.
Like that's that feeling. I felt that there was this presence, and I felt like that there was a person there that wanted to hurt me, but I just knew that they couldn't.
Okay.
On top of which, I was half awake and wasn't going to deal with their shit. We'll deal with it when I get up. You know what I'm saying? I'm not up yet. I'm going back to bed.
Yeah, that's not something that you would want to wake up to.
So I go back to the recliner, you know what I'm saying? And I throw my blanket over me. And it's a pretty big size blanket. I just get asleep and I thought it was you. I thought it was somebody that pulled that blanket off. Nobody in sight.
What?
I'm not even joking you, dude. Like it was. So I tried even like doing one of those twisty things to see like if I put my foot here and my arm here and I push down and just to debunk this shit.
Have it make sense.
Yeah, no, my ass was up at 6:00 in the morning trying to figure this out. And I was like, I can't sleep. I just played on my phone.
That seems the same stories kind of as like what everybody else has said, and they haven't really like my cousin, I believe the story that he was telling us that he woke up in the bed that was in that room and he
Mm-hmm.
said it felt like somebody was like holding him down
Yep.
for a little while, and then when it finally let go, he said he never jumped up and ran so fast in his life, which obviously, yeah, where you're just kind of like, what is happening right now? I mean, I could get maybe the sensation of when you fall asleep on your arm,
Yep.
you know what I mean? You try to get up and you can't get up because you need your arm to kind of lift you up. So there's that. But obviously, in a situation like that, he'd be like, dude, my arm fell asleep. So it kind of was that. He didn't say
Right.
none of that. And then my brother saw that like orb go across him.
Yep.
So yeah, there was definitely some weird stuff going
I
on over there.
I don't prescribe to a Christian faith. I'm not Catholic. I'm very pagan, if you will. Very, Nordic. I've always been like that. I'm the only person in my immediate family that's not baptized. And that's fine. I'm good with that. I'm good with that. They're not good with that. I'm good with that.
Sure.
So I'm like 11 years old. We lived probably 20 minutes from my big brother in Tennessee. He lived out what was called Bryant Hill, which is like this main road from one county or one city to the other. It's back road that split off into two, but they went in like 20 miles. Yeah, it's crazy. So my mom gets this phone call. It's storming out. It's lightning. It's just terrible. And I remember like hearing my brother on the phone just screaming and like this, everything is just terrible. And he keeps screaming, he's coming to get me. He's coming to get me. He's coming to get me. And I'm like, a young kid going, what's going on? This is all, this is weird.
What the fuck?
Right. And it's just like, and so my mom calls my dad at work because my dad was working third shifts at a factory. And she goes, "You need to go over to Eddie's house," which was my brother's house. And, you just need to go figure out what's going on. So my dad's like, "Sure, what? Okay, why am I leaving work for this? Or so he goes over there. My dad said he pulled up into the driveway, and it's like all of the rain froze in time, and every neck on his hair just stood straight up, and he just got nothing but cold chills. He goes, "I did not want to be there, but I had to,
Yeah.
had to something kept telling me, don't get out of that truck." My dad got out of the truck, went to go open the front door. Okay, you could hear, people screaming inside, which was the kids and Eddie's wife, and my dad's like, "I couldn't open the door." My dad's a big dude. Well, he was, he kept just slamming into it. He goes, "Eddie, unlock," so they're freaking out. And so, like, as soon as my dad's like, "All right, I'm coming in." So my dad grabbed a cinder block, because they had some cinder blocks up to and he was going to bust out a window. As soon as he went to go bust out the window, before he let go of that brake, that door swung open.
Damn.
You can't explain it either. But he don't break the window now. So you drop that brick, and he got in there. And he said as soon as he got in the house, it felt like it was rumbling. It wasn't, but it felt like it was so tense. There's so much energy, he was saying. And he's following some screams. So one kid, they had young kids, two young kids. One kid somehow got into the attic and was hiding in there. We don't know how. They weren't old enough to crawl up there.
Okay.
How did that kid get into the attic?
Is that one of those things where you had to do the pull
It
down?
down and the legs would fold?
Yep.
Yeah, that was folded up. How did that even? So some unexplained stuff happened. I wasn't there, but I'm getting, first-hand, second-hand accounts. Eddie said that he went into the kitchen and saw the devil look him dead in the eyes, and it made him freeze. And then, his minions were doing this. And so there's different versions of the story. My dad said, "I seen the devil in that house." And so I was like, all right, cool. I mean, if that's what you want to prescribe to, that's fine. What I think it was? Wow. I think it was the fact that they had not one, not two, but three electrical of those old school electrical boxes.
Yeah.
3 of them around their house. That's gonna mess with somebody, dude. The EMFs alone, you're gonna go crazy. You're gonna go crazy. I'm sorry. Luckily, no one was hurt. They moved out of there pretty lickety split because about a week after that, they had a dog, beautiful, beautiful spaniel, cocker spaniel dog. Her name was Lady. Well, Lady wouldn't run off too far. You just let her outside. She'd do her business. You'd call her back. She'd come inside. Great dog. Very young dog. Puppy, 8 months. Well, my dad and my brother were chopping some wood up because they had a fire. We're cooking. We're going to have a bonfire, cookout. And my dad lifted up the axe, and the dog came up between the legs and right in the head.
Oh, no.
Yep. And so just bad stuff like that started happening. They'd get dead birds. Yep. Everywhere.
Like that, the amount of emotion and panic that would happen. Oh my God. No. I'd feel so bad.
Yeah. And so they got out of the house pretty quick. You know what I mean? They've went. That's completely different now.
That's got to be a thing though too, like the energy thing, because obviously we know when we go to certain places and spaces, we get that feeling where we're like, dude, I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't
do this. Something fucky.
Yeah. Yep. That's exactly it. Where you're just like, dude, something is not right in this situation. And I've always tried to listen to that, but it's hard because we all have, phones and stuff like that that go off and pull us away. So it's really hard to listen to that internal, I think, alert system. You know what I mean? We've kind of gone from And I wonder if maybe we would see more like ghosts and things like that if we were more in tune with like the energies and things like that, you know? Well, if because that's the thing, if you're watching for a yellow car, you're gonna start seeing yellow cars, that kind of thing.
I
So,
mean, yeah, that's more of just the like that does make sense. Your mind can play tricks on you. That's 100%
oh,
accurate.
and I'm not discounting ghosts at all like that. Like I believe I haven't honestly seen a lot of stuff myself, but I know people have dealt with that. So there's got to be something maybe that like the sensory system they're able to pick up basically better than I. You know, maybe their internal antenna is tuned better than mine.
I had a run in with something. I don't know what the dude. Listen, I hunt. I know what a deer is. I seen a wolf. Firsthand. I've seen a bear. I've seen some animals. Okay, all
Hmm.
right. I can handle myself. All right. What I saw wasn't no animal, dude. I'm telling you. So it was kind of late, and I was out at a buddy's house, and his parents knew that we smoked weed, but we couldn't do it near the house. They were super uptight, like the government's watching you. Well, it don't help that you got 19 cameras around your house linked to one. Come on, man. You're doing it for them. Not the point.
Mm,
Not the point. Great people.
sure.
We had to, take the four-wheeler out there, out to the back nine basically and go smoke and then come back. And no big deal. That's four-wheeler. Let's do it. Well, that day the four-wheeler wasn't working, so we had to walk it. Well, let's hoof it. So we took our stuff out there, took a couple shots, and we had a pint between the two of us. We're big boys. And we got to smoking and it started getting dark out. I was like, shit, we best get back. We was walking back. Something was hunting us. Something was following us, dude. Like we got spooked. I'm not gonna lie to you.
You
When you
hear
look
like the
back and you see
rustling,
something,
like
that's
sticks breaking and stuff.
it, dude. You felt that shit's like move, like like Jurassic Park shit. You feel me? Like it was like not doom doom, but it's just like you could feel like it coming closer, a little bit. So I'm like, all right, so that's not an animal, is it? He's like, what is it? I was like,
Yeah.
and it was like, I wouldn't say it wasn't really like red glowing eyes, more like orange, but only when like we would try and run a flashlight over them. You know what I'm saying? And they would dart. It was quick as shit, whatever the fuck it was.
So probably something that had night vision. Was
I
equipped
don't
to
know.
is it probably a predator?
Yeah, it did not seem friendly. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, it sounded hungry, and you could hear like a guttural roar, like not like a roar, but like a growl. I couldn't even mimic it, but it was like low and like I wouldn't say stealthy quiet, but at the same time kind of assertive. Like mix that, that's where it was at, and it was like that shit followed us all the way up until like the light started, which he has security lights on this back, like when you walk around like the pole barn where the tractors and stuff are parked. Those kicked on and it was like whoop, and it's just like as soon as that happened, that's when we saw the move, like the size of it. It had to have been maybe just a little bit smaller than a wolf.
Okay.
Like a little bit smaller. And so like we started Googling chupacabra, like we kept all the lights on, like we racked up we had a small militia in that house, they love their Second Amendment, which is part of the reason why they got like 19 cameras. But the point is, you know what I'm saying? If
America.
that's not the house you want to do that to. You
Nope.
feel me? Huh.
Which
Gun
honestly, that's pretty much a lot of like America in general. There's a lot of people that have
Mhm.
guns and things like that. We're a very comfortable country with
Uh,
that.
but no, it was creepy, man. We never went back to smoke again. That was the last time we ever did that.
Especially too, like if you're out in like a hunting area, I mean, you're gonna be. But Michigan has a lot of people that are very in tune with nature, which I think is interesting to me because there's all these things that we've learned about nature that's actually beneficial and things like that. So going out and taking adventures like what you're talking about and doing, it's we get familiar with that type of scenery, that type of environment. And it's honestly Michigan, we got like just such just beautiful places, you know, all the lakes and all that, and it's not even far to even hit up. So that's what's kind of
No.
cool. But all like the weird, I'm sure potential like Sasquatch or who knows what's out there in
There's been, it's there's been those mountain lion sightings in Bath.
oh
That's
yeah, that's right. That
there's
and
bears in Bath.
that's kind of terrifying because like those
Not
cats,
really.
those are well, I mean like those are big cats that could
Well,
like
you watch your kids, watch your animals.
yeah, yep. And I mean, like, I don't live in fear like that.
Yeah.
I'm not out and about worrying about any of that in general. But it'd be one of those things where, oh, like that video of that dude that said that mountain lion followed him all the way down that
Yep.
trail.
And did like the stomping thing.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Yep.
So crazy. That's too much.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
I mean, at that point in time, you're just kind of like, I got nothing else I can do. I'm going to figure this out, hope for the best.
All right. So I'm gonna ask you the same question I asked some people the other day. You're swimming in the Nile, or you're trying to take like a shower, bath, whatever you gotta do. You're in the Nile River, okay? 14-foot crocodiles right here. What do you do? It ain't attacked you yet. He knows you're there. He knew
I
you were there a while ago.
Yeah, I'm pretty much he's got the jump on me. I'm in his territory. I'm probably not gonna, but I'm gonna
You
mitigate.
can't walk away from that. You're
Yeah,
too.
well, I'm gonna mitigate as much damage
Yep.
and hope that maybe I can like
Yep.
bite that motherfucker. So I don't know. Like he's probably gonna bite me first.
14-foot Nile crocodile. This is a dinosaur.
Basically, I'm losing that battle.
Yeah, no, that's Jurassic
Yeah,
Park.
that
That's
sucks.
worst case scenario.
That
That's
sucks.
if you roll a 1. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I'd be really upset in a situation that because for one, I've never been a big fan of like bullies, and that'd be kind of a bully situation where that dude knows he could take me.
Well, nature's the biggest bully.
Yeah.
It really is.
Plus, like going out like that, I mean, that'd be kind of an epic way to go out, but it'd also be like just nonstop, just getting torn up,
Yep.
like screaming, and
Yep.
everybody's just panicking, and nobody can do nothing about it. So it sounds
Nope.
horrible. Sounds so horrible. I don't wanna go out
Yo,
like something like
it
that.
was like I grew up watching the movie Anaconda. You remember that?
Yeah, or
I never liked
piranhas.
movies after that. Mm-mm.
Piranhas, yeah, water, like, honestly, that's probably
See,
why
now piranhas I've swam with. Piranhas are fine.
well, just that movie, you know what I
Well,
mean?
yeah, true.
They made it a little more ridiculous.
Wasn't Tara Reid in one of those? No, she was in Sharknado.
Oh, yeah.
That was terrible. It went on for like 4 or 5 movies, though.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's a following. What's wrong with you people?
Yeah, why? Why did that happen? I don't get it.
Though, there's a lot of just
A new Twister, but I'm gonna put a twist to it. Make up a movie. How about I just tell you what I watched last night? What? Jaws. I know. Sharknado. That's brilliant, Jesse.
it's gonna blow people's minds.
It does prove Shakespearean theory, though. If you
What's
think about it, like you put 100 monkeys in a room with typewriters, one of them's going to give you something good, and that one was tornadoes and sharks.
I mean, that's not wrong, honestly, though, because like even there's no like dumb stuff that I kind of enjoy that I'm kind of wondering why I enjoy it.
Yep.
So there's like a charm to it.
I'm going to say 4 words to you. You ready? Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. That stuff is so
I don't
crazy.
know what's going on, but it's hilarious as shit.
And hand banana, like
Oh, yeah.
my gosh, that episode! I could not believe that episode. But I appreciate it. Kind of even like South Park though, and I love like those kind of things because they make fun of all of us because we're all idiots.
Mhm.
We're all just so crazy sometimes, just beyond sometimes. So it's nice to kind of take a step back and go, yeah, I'm being a little grumpy right now and I'm acting a little irrational. So I like how that's kind of poked fun at just cultures in general.
that's one thing that I think that we definitely need to do in 2021. Spend more time with people of different cultures. Each one teach one. It's that simple. It's teach somebody about your religion, but don't cram it down their throat if they don't ask questions. Listen, Karen, I don't want to deal with why I should not answer, with Jehovah's Witnesses. If they've got something good to say, they got something good to say. They typically don't, but that's not the point. The point is, Karen, I'm not going to donate $100 to your church fund by giving you cash. That's not going to happen because it's not going to make it to that church. And when it makes it to that church and he hits to the collection plate, guess what? That's all tax-free. I'm not okay with having to pay taxes and you take money from me. And no, I'm not okay with that. I think that you should tax churches. Sorry. That's just me. There's too many people. Don't make me prove it. There's no reason why a pastor should be driving around with a brand new, Lamborghini. You don't need that. If you're going to be a man of the cloth, that's fine. Live tax-free. But there should be some limits on some shit that you buy. For example, that bright red Ferrari. Lord, don't go that fast.
Right.
You feel me? So it's like there's some questionable things, but it is what it is.
There's a lot of questionable things going on in this world that we all have to kind of we're sitting here going look around like this is for real happening. I'm watching all the government stuff it's just crazy to me. It blows my mind that we've known so much of this stuff in life and we're just repeating stuff in history. It blows my mind.
That's the definition of insanity, y'all.
And at this point in time, we've learned, we're coming to a point with automation, which is changing the game and obviously making it so that that's affecting jobs too. We're coming up on the cusp of a lot of changes that a lot of people are going to have to adjust to. You thought a pandemic was a challenge. There's so much more to come with all of this. But I think with human ingenuity, we can figure this out.
100%.
Honestly,
in cannabis.
Yeah.
So.
Which keeps people in a good mood, which is a good way to tackle the problems that we have.
Pragmatic.
Yeah. Keep yourself in a good mood, a good attitude, and go out there and let's go make things better.
Make things better. Really, it's the motto that we use for Deliciously Dope, man. It's what you came up with. It's get educated or get entertained, get educated. Yep. There's a lot of people
be entertained, get educated.
Yeah, exactly. I probably said it wrong. A little stoned, my bad. But it's that's just it. You can learn things, by being educated, and the best time to be educated is when you're fucking bored.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Let's face it, ain't nobody really doing shit right now. And if you are, cool, then I'm not talking to you. You're busy.
Well, this is
learn a new skill.
That was that point that I brought up when we were talking earlier about the fact that a lot of times there's a lot of people right now that are in this lockdown situation and they don't have, TVs and smartphones or something to keep them occupied. And that's what's making a lot of people kind of lose their minds. Mm-hmm. So kind of with what you were just talking about, picking up a new habit or a new skill.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube and all these different avenues of people posting stuff, teaching. Everybody, everybody's out there, and it's wonderful to me. Obviously not everybody's going to be good at doing it, being a teacher, but there's a lot of people that are putting content out there for people to learn, a place to start. So if anything of this year being the way that it was, at least it opened the door for a lot of people to learn some new skills.
Love it. Just it's about how you come back from it. Let's not worry about what 2020 did and what 2020 did, and screw it. Keep going. 2021's right there. Because Here's the thing. You got to be prepared for the worst, but you got to hope for the best. Sure. If you don't hope for the best, you're not going to feel that you're not going to have, you're going to fall out. You're not going to have something to catch you, really. It's really not going to, without hope, you're not really going to have any reason to move forward.
That's what I've been kind of telling myself lately is that there's always some sort of stress, there's always some sort of problem that we all have to face and deal with, and it's never going to go away. We just have to get better at dealing with those.
Hmm.
So I've had to really kind of learn that and just say, all right, if I'm going to get through this and stop getting so upset, and frustrated,
Hmm.
I I got to figure this out.
Yep.
Or I gotta learn how to kinda complement the chaos.
So what I'm hearing is a lot of just compartmentalization. That's what it is. I mean, imagine it this way. Imagine having a lot of heavy thoughts, a lot of heavy emotions. Okay, you need to move a bunch of these, but bending over constantly, they're heavy, man. It's going to take a toll on itself. Okay, that's trauma. That's fine. So from there, you introduce cannabis to yourself, and then it makes all of those things that you had to bend over to pick up lighter.
Yeah.
That's just it. It makes manageable, really. It's not curing it, but it's helping you manage it. And then once you go through and compartmentalize it, then you can plan your life out. That's it. And now that stupid garbage dumpster fire of a year 2020 is done, now we get to deal with 2021. So it's either we just dealt with the sub boss and this is really the final level boss, or
Oh, man.
oh, or we
Dude,
got lucky and that was the boss and we killed him by
I'm
accident.
I'm calling it right now. This is about to be a crazy year.
Mhm.
Like, it's gonna be crazy. We're gonna look back and, like and I don't even necessarily mean this as, like, a bad thing, but I honestly I think we're gonna go through a lot of growth, a
Yep.
lot of, like there's gonna be a lot of stuff happening. So I really hope people are at least keep yourself in the right frame of mind,
Mhm.
like be good to each other and
Be humble.
spend time with yeah, be humble. Spend time with right now, honestly, music has been a big thing for me.
Wash your fucking hands.
Yeah, do that. Wash
Brush
your
your teeth.
ass.
Wash your nasty ass.
Which that's a simple thing, because I mean, one of the things that's a little tricky is getting like a haircut, but that always makes me feel good. Or a shower. That's an easy one.
Self-care, y'all.
Yeah. Yep.
Self-care.
Self
Because here's
care.
the thing: the way that you treat me is not no. That's a reflection of you. You
Sure.
understand? It's how you respect me enough to be a reflection. So it's kind of like if you're gonna pop off, people are two-faced. Let's face it, a lot of people are, and it's that's not a reflection of me. Okay, believe it or not, without my existence, you would have still done that. You know what I'm saying? Because you're that type of person. That's a reflection of you, not you. I'm just saying anyone in generality, from the outside looking in.
Yep.
How I take personal accountability in what I do. So how I portray myself to another person is a reflection of how I want them to see me. Fact. That's why I kind of care what people think a little bit. If you want to hate me, that's fine. You ain't me, so it ain't. If you're not financing me or fucking me, you really don't have any say in anything I'm doing. So guess what? Oh
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. If you're gonna talk shit, come here and pay some bills real quick. Come here.
Yeah.
Come here. Come
Yeah.
pay these bills.
Don't tell me my back lawn needs to be mowed when yours is
Yeah.
knee high. It's just
Yep.
come on, man.
That's real though, and I think too, like I kind of stay out of people's way. Like if I don't really like, if I'm not fucking with that kind of energy, like I'm gonna do you a favor too and stay out of your way.
Exactly.
We won't have no problems.
Swerve.
But
Kick
yeah,
rock.
like if people are being
Wild.
intentionally jerks, yeah,
Oh,
I don't get it.
oh, yeah. You and I have always kind of had the same outlook of like people can just suck it. You know what I'm saying? They just like I said, what we were talking about earlier, just fuck off. And then finally you wake up one day and they did. You're like, this is what happens.
Yeah.
It's not that
Well,
bad. You know what I mean?
it's like I seem to get along with people pretty well, pretty easily, and I think more so it's the approach because sometimes people are too overwhelming and they overstimulate, and I think that's what really throws off some people. So I try to let people kind of warm up to me, and then by doing that, it usually makes it so that you can find that kind of that happy medium.
100%. So let's do that, people. We've been on here for about an hour and a half now. It was supposed to be short, but we got baked and just got that. This is the conversations we're having, you know.
Yep.
We appreciate you guys sticking around. Happy New Year.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
Yeah, I mean, no, I'm crashing. I smoked the end.
Absolutely.
I'm just
KO.
top hat up, man. Got to hold heavy as the head who wears the crown or whatever it is. I don't know.
Exactly.
All right, my fellow tokers, jokers, and smokers. I keep switching it up each time because I just like messing with people. But welcome to 2021. This is going to be amazing. We've got some awesome stuff coming for you guys. We have some big news. We will be dropping very soon.
Yep.
Until then, make sure you pay attention to the Deliciously Dope Daily Chronicles every Tuesday and Thursday at 10:17 with Eric Eating from Others Infusions. Then every Monday through Friday at 4:20, the Puff and Pass. I sit down with some of the products from the cannabis industry, kind of tell you what I think about them, what they do, and rate them. Will they get the Deliciously Dope Platinum Fork Seal of Approval? We don't know. You got to watch the show. Then stay tuned for I love this. The Quest for Dope Games, where me, your boy Chef Rodney 117, is gonna sesh probably every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday night. I'll have time from like 7 to 8 p.m. I'm just gonna play a video game. Some people I'll play with some of you I won't. I think we're gonna start with Resident Evil 2. That's a pretty good starting point. Stay tuned for that coming up. Some new stuff, you guys, coming at your faces.
So much stuff.
No, it's insane. It's keeping us.
This is a good thing, yeah. And honestly, thank you guys for being a part of this. Make sure you share, subscribe, follow, whatever. Yep.
Stalk us, man. It's pretty fun.
We appreciate all the support, and and the whole stalking. Like, we appreciate not like the for real stalking, but digital stalking by all means.
Yo, if you take a picture of my window and tell me, yo, I'm sleeping outside your window, I'm gonna tell you you're a vampire because I'm on the second floor. So that's a little weird.
Yeah, get out of here with that.
Nobody want no homie don't want no scrubs.
Yeah, yep. But yes, guys, everybody, thank you for all your support. We appreciate all of it.
I appreciate it, guys. Happy 2021, guys.
Yeah.
Happy 2021. We'll see you guys on the flip.
Let's work out.
I was gonna play the little thing. This is neat. Look at this thing. Watch.